Okay, my name is James Williams Jr. The following video is not for children. This is a very serious topic that I want to talk about, and I'm going to try to keep it as one video, but it may spill over into two. Okay, so I want to talk to you young ladies specifically, alright? And you young men, no. Let's keep it real. Last night on Inside Edition, I watched a lady who was sexually assaulted by her Uber driver, alright? And the thing about that is, and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I don't want to say this the wrong way. I don't want to disrespect women in any way, shape, or form. So if this comes off as disrespectful to women or anybody who's been a victim of sexual assault, I apologize now at the beginning of this video so that you understand that I'm not a heartless asshole. I'm just the bad guy playing the good guy playing the bad guy. So here's how this works. I'm 46. Before Uber existed, there was taxi cabs. Taxi cabs still exist. You know, I don't know if they're any safer than Uber drivers now, but I spent 2 hours in the DMV to get my license. The only way in hell that I'm going to ride in an Uber is if two things happen. Three things technically. Let's say Disney signs me to be on the Disney streaming service for whatever Marvel show that I want to do. Let's say they decide, hey, we want you to play American Eagle and we want you to be on Agents of S.W.O.R.D. instead of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. This is not happening. That's just a hypothetical thing. Right? This is not happening. I would love for Disney to do that, but it's probably never going to happen. But anyway, if Disney flew me to their main headquarters for Marvel and they Ubered me to them, would be more than likely the only way that I would do that. Everything's covered by Disney. Yeah, that'd be the only way I'm gonna get in an Uber. But I set 2 hours in a car. In the DMV to get my driver's license for a reason. It wasn't for me to pay someone $60, $70 to get an Uber to drive me around. The second thing, let's say I lived in California. I would get an Uber the first time around so that I could learn my way around. So that way I would get my car transferred from Virginia to California so that I would have my own car and I would drive around knowing where I live, learning all I can learn about the town in which I'm going to be living in. Outside of that, there's no way in hell that I would get an Uber. The DMV exists so that Uber can have people who actually drive. Uber, Lyft, they all have background checks now, but even those can be loophole-ish, because you can find a loophole in anything. I owe that phrase to Chris Jericho, because he was the loophole king back in like the 90s or whatever, when he was in WCW and WWE. He was the king of loopholes. He could find a loophole in anything, and he would use it. So here's my thing on these Uber sexual assaults. I strongly believe in the buddy system. I'm a man. I know about battle buddies because in the Army we had battle buddy system. I don't know how women think most of the time, so I can't really speak from a woman's perspective. I can only speak from a man's perspective, speculating a woman's perspective. But if I was a woman and I'm going to a party with my friends, no matter how much fun I'm having, I don't want to be raped. So when my friend's ready to go, whether I'm ready to go or not, I'm going with her. Now, if she goes home and it's at a certain time of night, I would hope that she would have the testicular fortitude to offer me her couch. Because if we're going home at 2 o'clock in the morning and I'm a girl, I'm not going to send my girlfriend home. She's going to stay on my couch. Even if we had an argument, she's going to stay on my couch. I said, look, just stay here for the night and we'll get you home tomorrow. Because, it's not like we can't call Lyft or Uber back to take you home in the morning. And she goes, well, I have to work in the morning, so we'll get you up early. And on a side note on that, technically, if you have to work in the morning, then your ass probably shouldn't be going out the night before. All right? It's nothing wrong with partying, but know your limits and know your schedule. And secondly, if you're a woman, especially if you're a hot chick, and you know you're a hot chick, you need to regulate your time properly. The bar closes at 2. Here in Virginia, all our bars close at 2. So by 2:30, you should be halfway home, if not all the way home. Which is another reason why, if you have to go drinking, don't go more than walking distance from your house. You know, it's the same thing I would tell any of these university girls that are always getting attacked. You know, if you have to drink somewhere that's close to your home so that you can get home safely, you know, just in case you have to walk. Where if you have a roommate and your roommate's not a partier, but you're partying with your friends, then your friends, as a woman to woman, would be wrong to not straight up say, look, girl to girl, sleep in my bed with me. I'm not going to do anything to you, but sleep in my bed, you know, we can lay down and go to sleep. We're probably both going to pass gas when we sleep. No one's going to have to own it because no one's going to know. But, you know, we're both girls, so you're going to stay at my house. Pure and simple. You're not going to go home. I'm not going to take an Uber and go to your house, drop you off, and then go back to my house. No, fuck that shit. We're going to stay at the same house that night. And even if you got to go in late for work, it's better that you are safe and late for work than not safe and found dead somewhere because you tried to be ballsy or bougie, as they say, and they found your ass dead in the alley, and then you put all the hurt and pain on your friend who should have offered you to stay at her couch. And this is a thing, I guess female pride is just as bad as male pride. You can't let male pride or female pride guide your path all the time. There's nothing wrong with having a little bit of it, but you know, use your fucking common sense. Now, this doesn't happen to men often. This mostly happens to women. And as of the last year or two, there have been more women sexually assaulted or murdered by an Uber driver or a Lyft driver. I'm not really sure on the facts of that, but I do know that one lady in Chicago jumped in the wrong Uber and the black Uber driver killed her. Then another lady had an Uber to a park and wound up missing. I don't remember how that results came, but her boyfriend was calling her, and it never got to her. Her family was calling her, and she got the Uber driver. The Uber driver dropped her off at a park somewhere, and the Uber driver was cleared of all charges because he didn't do it. He dropped them off. He showed them where they were. They tracked the phone there, and then they tracked the phone wherever the last place it was, etc., etc., which all she had to do was just go to her damn college dorm. Some people are genetically just not loaded with common sense. I don't want to call the young woman stupid, but, you know, a lot of people do stupid shit because they live by the fuck it, I do what I want instead of doing what's right. And that's how a lot of people get in trouble. Again, I'm not trying to offend people. I'm not trying to piss people off. But I'm just giving you facts, and I'm letting you know, if you're going to be somewhere, that's where you should go, and you should not get sidetracked. Henceforth, again, I sat in the DMV for 2 hours to get my driver's license. You should consider that instead of having Uber take you around. Uber is for lazy-ass motherfuckers who don't want to get a damn car and drive around, alright? So like I said, the only way I would possibly do it was if I got a contract with Disney and they sent me to wherever we're filming, and as long as Disney covered the Uber, I'm not going to argue with the people writing my check, you know what I mean? But at the same time, once I learn my route, I would either rent a car or rent a scooter, or I would have Disney continue to send me the place that I need to go. I will go to work, and I will go home. I wouldn't go anywhere else, unless I needed to go to a grocery store or something to get food. I would not go anywhere else. And if I have to go anywhere else, and depending on what my tenure is in the show and the contract, then I would either have my car transferred up there so that I can have a car that's mine so I can drive the son of a bitch, or I would rent a car for my duration. Or I would ask the company in which I'm working for, in that case would be Disney, to look, just get me a car. Just get me a rental car, rent the damn thing for like a year, and pay it out of my check, like that whole year price of it, so that I can have it to get to work and get back to work, and get me AAA. That way if something goes wrong, you won't say that I was delaying the set. Or I have a better solution, get me a trailer on the set, and just let my ass sleep there. Sleep, eat, shower, right there. And I'm good with that. Because in some movies, they do that so that you don't have to pay for hotels and shit like that. or get me a room at whatever studio lot that we're filming at. Give me a hotel that's like right close to the lot, like it's in walking distance. So when my alarm goes off, I jump in the shower, I walk down the elevator, I go right down the street, and I'm right at work. You know, there's a simple solution to everything, and we have to be willing to look for it. Most people are not, which is why they take Uber, because Uber's a lot better than let's get a driver's license and learn the city and drive around. No, fuck that. We're just gonna call it Uber. Yeah, we've seen in the news how well that's been working out for Uber and Lyft. And with more women confessing and coming forward with them being sexually assaulted, you have to wonder, is this such a good idea if you're a young woman to always be taking Ubers and Lyfts? Especially since these guys know where you live after they drop you the hell off. And without a thorough psych test, it's hard to say if these guys are psychotic or not. You have to think about shit like that, especially when you're a woman. When you're a dude, you know, if I'm going to have a problem with an Uber driver, I can almost tell you, unless this guy pulls out a 22 or 44 or 9mm, I'm going to hand him his ass. I'm going to rearrange his dental work and tell him, yep, you wanted this fight, you got it. But women don't think like that. But a lot of women also don't think that they can be attacked or raped and shit. And so did you know, 1 in 20 women, did you know, has been a victim of rape or sexual assault? Let me explain the difference, all right? When I was a kid, I always thought that sexual assault was just rape. As time has gone on, sexual assault has evolved to groping, unconsensual penetration, whether it be anally or vaginally, and technically it can happen to men, maybe like sodomy, which would be rape, or groping. But most men aren't going to report if a woman gropes him unless he's like married or like, you know, just unsuspectingly. I have been groped once by somebody and I was like, okay. I really didn't know how to process that, so I was just like, it'll never happen again. And it never happened again, so I didn't worry about it. And it was a woman, and we will leave her name out of it. I have no interest in her whatsoever. But she was like, she lived in the neighborhood. There was no interest. But, you know, she did grope me. And then, you know, not too long before that, I guess her cousin groped me first. I got groped twice. But, you know, I'm not the type of guy to complain when a chick gropes me. Especially a hot chick. So, you know, that's that. But even these chicks weren't exactly hot to me, but they were okay. But at the same time, you know, shit happens. I'm not used to women groping me because they don't really give me a second look. But at the same time, you know, it was wrong, but I didn't give a damn because I didn't know that women could be charged for shit like that. I only thought that men could be charged with sexual assault. So that's why I never said anything about it till today. But, you know, when it comes to you women, women can be sexually assaulted in more than just rape. And people who don't really know what sexual assault is no longer just rape. Rape is considered forceful vaginal penetration without consent of a female. Rape is also now considered forcible penile implantation without male consent in case a woman rapes a man, which is a very rare case. It is very rare that a woman will rape a man. Now, there have been some cases, and here in Virginia specifically, they had prison women rape a dude, and it might not have been exactly in Virginia, but it came to the Virginia newspapers, so it happened somewhere close, and they stuck a pencil down inside his pee-pee hole, and he stayed hard, and I think it was like 4 or 5 women that raped him. So, yeah, women can rape men. So women can be charged with rape. Just so that you guys didn't know that, now you do. And then it can work vice versa with men raping men and women raping women. But basically, it's forceful penetration without the consent of the person or the victim or whatever. Now, I learned that while I was in college. Well, I'm still in college. But, you know, you'd be surprised at the shit you learn and you'd be like, wow, I didn't know that. So, if you grab a woman by her boobs without consent, or if you penetrate her lower extremities without her consent, that is sexual assault. If you grab her ass, or you like grab her by the arm, spin her around, and play honkity honk honk, you have sexually assaulted a woman. So, sexual assault is a real thin line, and you know, it's kind of, if you accidentally bump a girl, it's not, But if you bump a girl and you grab her and you caressing her breasts and stuff without her willing participation in the thing, you're sexually assaulted her. And that shit has high price penalties. So, ladies, as I close out, with this whole Uber thing, you really want to consider getting a driver's license. You really want to consider when you party going with battle buddies or your chicks or whatever. I don't know what you girls call yourself. If I say anything that would be offensive, so I'm just gonna just say you chicks. But you want to consider this shit, because if you don't consider this shit, you could very well be a victim. And like I said, I'm not really trying to use Uber or Lyft. I have a driver's license for a reason, and that reason is so that I can drive. Simple as that. And I think you guys should take that in consideration when you're going to the DMV and you're going to sit there for 2 hours. Do I want a driver's license so I can drive myself? Or do I just want an ID card so I can pay some asshole to drive me around the city with an Uber? There's not a lot of freedom in driving yourself. There's probably even less freedom in driving a person who has controls of their car, where they can lock your ass in the car and do what they want to you, versus when you're driving your car, you can lock people out of your car, you can lock yourself in the car, you have complete control of the ignition, the acceleration, and the stop. So please take that into consideration. This is Kung Fu Habit number 2. I'm James Williams Jr. Be seeing you. Thank you very much.